Come to the next question. We'll go for something on imperative sentences. Request, order, advise, command. Every imperative sentence in the indirect speech must be in the infinitive form. You know this. An infinitive is 2 plus V1 plural. Come to the first one. The student said to the director, "Sir, please grant me leave for 5 days." This is a request because please is always for request. Based on that, option B is eliminated. B says asked, eliminated. Now come to option A. The student requested the director. Requested to the director is a wrong usage. Requested the director is a correct usage. The student requested the director respectfully. Yes, because sir. Sir in the sense with respect. So respectfully is fine. The student requested the director respectfully to grant him leave for 5 days. To grant is 2 plus V1 plural infinitive. Imperative sentence, request, infinitive form, option A must be considered. Come to C, B is gone. The student the student requested the director, calling him sir, to grant him leave for 5 days. Meaning of the statement is, he called him sir only because he wanted leave for 5 days. The meanings are completely different, so option C is eliminated. Come to Delhi. The student requested the director respectfully that. That is not required here. Delhi is gone. The answer must be option A. The student requested the director respectfully, sir, to grant him leave for 5 days. Got it? Come to the next one. The captain said to the soldiers, "Lay down the gun." Now I told you the difference between an order and a command. Something that is said with authority becomes a command. Order is also correct, but something that is said with authority becomes a command. When the captain says to the soldiers, it is with authority, that becomes a command, and all the options say command. So when you compare commanded and ordered, the better option here must be commanded. Fine. It must be in the infinitive form. Lay is a verb here. The infinitive form of lay is to lay. Come to option A. The captain commanded the soldiers that they should lay the gun. Option A is not in the infinitive form. So A is gone. Come to Bombay. The captain commanded the soldiers lay down the gun. B is also not in the infinitive form. Option B is also eliminated. Come to option C. The captain commanded the soldiers. Commanded to the soldiers is a wrong usage. Commanded the soldiers is a correct usage. The captain commanded the soldiers to lay down the gun. To lay is 2 plus V1 plural infinitive. Option C must be considered. Come to Delhi. The captain ordered the soldiers to lay down the gun. Now, laid is V2 and V3. Lay is V1. V2 is laid. V3 is also laid. It is lay, laid, laid. There's nothing like 2 plus V2 or 2 plus V3. So to laid is wrong usage. There's no such usage in English. Delhi is gone. The answer must be option C. Fine. The next one. He said to me, "Don't open the door." Now I told you, ask can be used in the form of ordered as well. I asked you to sit. I asked you to stand. I asked you to sleep. I asked you to study, etc. In the case of with the meaning like ordered plus infinitive, right? I asked you to study, infinitive. I asked you to leave, infinitive, etc. So he said to me, "Don't open the door." So it must be in the infinitive form, imperative sentence. It's like an order. Instead of asked, instead of ordered, we have asked here. And the word asked is conveying the meaning of ordered in this case. Come to option A. He asked me, did not open the door. Anyway, grammatically wrong. It is not in the infinitive form. Option A is eliminated. We want it to be in the infinitive form. Come to Bombay. He asked me to not do open. To not do open is wrong. It must be not to open. Grammatically wrong. Option B is eliminated. Come to C. He asked me, do not to open. Do not to open is a wrong usage. Gone. Do is V1 anyway. Will not come in the indirect speech. Eliminated. Present tense will not come. Come to Delhi. He asked me not to open the door. Don't open the door. Don't is a short form of do not. So he asked me not to open the door. To open is to plus V1 plural infinitive form. The answer must be option D. The next one. Don't spit in the classroom. Don't open the door. Don't spit in the classroom. He said to the children. Right. Now here, forbade means to prevent. I told you this earlier. I prevent you from not committing suicide is wrong. Must be I prevent you from committing suicide. Don't spit in the classroom, he said to the children. He forbade the children not to spit in the classroom. Leave it there, I'll come back to it. Come to option B. He asked the children that. Asked cannot be followed by that. So option B is grammatically wrong. Come to C. He forbade the children to spit in the classroom. Leave it there, I'll come back to it. Option D. He asked the children to spit in the classroom. Don't spit in the classroom is what the question tells us. D says he asked the children to spit in the classroom. Exactly opposite meaning. Option D is eliminate. Now we have two options left, A and C. A says he forbade the children not to spit in the classroom. C says he forbade the children to spit in the classroom. I told you forbade means prevent. We prevent a person from doing something. I prevent you from committing suicide. We don't prevent a person from not doing something. I prevent you from not committing suicide means I want you to commit suicide. Makes sense, but does not make sense. Take it that way. Maintaining a positive attitude does not make sense. So we prevent a person from doing something. There is a meaning. Come to option A now. He forbade the children. Forbade means prevent. He forbade the children not to spit in the classroom means he wants the children to spit in the classroom. Exactly opposite meaning. Almost the same meaning as option D. Option A is gone. The answer must be C. He forbade the children to spit in the classroom. That means he did not want the children to spit in the classroom. I prevent you from committing suicide. So we will prevent a person from doing something. The answer must be option C. The next one. He said to him, do not sit idle. Fine. Now come to option A. He prevented him from sitting idle. He forbade him from do not sit idle. Come to option B. Leave A, I'll come back to it. He forbade him not to sit idle. He forbade him not to sit idle means he wants him to sit idle. Exactly opposite meaning. Option B is eliminated. Come to C. He asked him that not to sit. Asked cannot be followed by that. Option C is eliminated. He prevented him from sit idle. Now the option that we go for must be grammatically correct. I prevent you from commit suicide is wrong. I prevent you from committing suicide. I prevent you from spitting here. I prevent you from sleeping late. I prevent you from driving fast. I prevent you from drive fast is wrong. I prevent you from driving fast. So he prevented him from sit idle is wrong. He prevented him from sitting idle is a correct usage. The answer must be option A. The next one. The SP said to the inspector, do watch the situation. Right? Imperative sentence. The SP said to the inspector, do watch the situation. Come to option A. The SP ordered the inspector to do watch. To do watch is a wrong usage. It must be watch. That's it. I teach you is the same as I do teach you. They help me is the same as they do help me. She comes here is the same as she does come here. He helps me is the same as he does help me. I went there is the same as I did go there. I taught you is the same as I did teach you. Do, does, did plus V1 plural. I taught you is the same as I did teach you. I slept early is the same as I did sleep early. So do watch is the same as watch. So to do watch is a wrong usage. It must be to watch. Option A is gone. Come to option B. The SP asked the inspector. The word asked is playing the role of ordered here. Ask can be used for ordered. The SP asked the inspector to watch the situation. To watch is 2 plus V1 plural it is a grammatically correct option. Leave it. Come to C. The SP ordered the inspector to did watch the situation. Did is V2. Do is V1, did is V2, done is V3. There is nothing like 2 plus V2 or 2 plus V3. It's always 2 plus V1 plural. There's no usage in English like to did. Option C is gone. Come to Delhi. The SP ordered the inspector to watch the situation. Correct. The SP ordered to the inspector is a wrong usage. The SP ordered the inspector to watch the situation. To watch is 2 plus V1 plural, infinitive form. Correct option. We have two correct options here. B is correct. D is also correct. Now, as we have the word ordered mentioned here, the one that is better when we compare option B and D. The only difference between B and D is B says asked, D says ordered. We know that it is an order. As we have the word ordered mentioned here, ordered fits more than asked. Based on that, Bombay is gone. The answer must be option D. The SP ordered the inspector to watch the situation. The next one. Your father said to you, do your work in time. Your father said to you, do your work in time. A says, your father requested you. Eliminated. Request means please will be there. And there's no need for a father to request his son. Gone. Come to option B. Your father asked you to do your work in time. Fine. Asked you in the sense like ordered you to do your work in time. To do is 2 plus V1 plural infinitive. Leave it. Come to C. Your father asked you do your work in time. Infinitive is not there. To is missing. So option C is eliminated. Come to option D. Your father asked you to done your work in time. Done is V3. Do, did, done. There's nothing like 2 plus V2 or 2 plus V3. This is a wrong usage. Eliminated. The answer must be option B. Your father asked you to do your work in time. The next one. He said, let's go to a movie. Let's is always for a suggestion. And the case of a suggestion, now let's, as you know, is a short form of let us. In the case of a suggestion, let changes to should, us changes to we. Let changes to should, us changes to we. Proposed is the same as suggested. Now here we have discussed two forms of suggestion. One is let followed by should. Let followed by let becomes should, us becomes we. I told you us becomes we, us becomes they as well. He said let's go for a walk. He is proposed to going for a walk. Nothing like 2 plus V1 plus ing. Option A is gone. Come to B. He proposed that going for a walk. Grammatically wrong. Eliminated. Come to C. He suggested to go for a walk. Suggested let becomes should, us becomes we. Option C is gone. Come to option D. He suggested that. I told you said becomes suggested that. Said to becomes suggested to. He suggested that we should go for a walk. Us became we. Let became should. This is not an interrogative sentence. The auxiliary verb is coming after the pronoun. That is also fine. Grammatically correct. The answer must be option A. Option D. He suggested that we should go for a walk. Come to the next one. Yeah. The teacher said, let me help the students. Let me help the students. Come to option A. This is like actually a wish of the teacher. Let me help. Right. The teacher's wish. The teacher said that he will help the students. Will not come in the indirect speech. Based on that, option A is eliminated. Come to Bombay. The teacher wished. This is a wish of the teacher. Let me teach you. It's my wish. The teacher wished that he should help the students. Wish, now B must be considered. Let leave it there. Come to option C. The teacher wished he should help the students. Now wish, that is a correct usage. The only difference between B and C is that in B we have that, in C we don't have that. Wish that is a correct usage. Now when you compare B and C, the better option is B, so C is eliminated. Come to Delhi. The teacher suggested to help the students is wrong. It suggested to you, he suggested to me, we suggested to them, etc. So Delhi is gone. The answer must be option B. The teacher wished that he should help the students. The next one. Abhi said to his master, let me go home. Right? Abhi said to his master, let me go home. Come to option A. Abhi asked his master that. Asked cannot be followed by that. Option A is eliminated. Come to Bombay. Abhi told his master that he may go to home. Go to home is a wrong usage. I go to my house is correct. I go to my home is wrong. It must be I go home, you go home, we go home, she goes home, he goes home, etc. So Abhi told his master that he may go to home. Go to home is a wrong usage. Then may doesn't come in the indirect speech. It must be might. Option B is gone. Come to C. Abhi requested his master that he might be allowed to go home. Fine. Now leave it. Abhi requests his master to let him went home. To let him went home is wrong. To let him go home. Let him go. Let me go. Let her go. Let she go, etc. Eliminated. The answer must be option C. Abhi requests his master that he might be allowed to go home. Might comes in the indirect speech. The next one. Mr. Pandey said, let it rain ever so hard. It must be even so hard. It's a typo. Let it rain even so hard. Or else it does not make sense. Let it rain even so hard. I will go to college today. Will must become would. Based on that, option B is eliminated. B says will. Fine. Today becomes that day. Anyway, B says today only. Eliminated. Fine. Come to option. Okay, let's read the sentence once again. Mr. Pandey said, let it rain even so hard. I will go to college today. Come to option A. Mr. Pandey said to it rain. Said to will not come in the indirect speech, and said to it rain is wrong. Eliminated. Come to option C. Mr. Pandey said that if it rained hard, he would go to college that day. Fine. Now let it rain. It rain is subject plus V1 simple present. Simple present must become simple past. That is another reason to eliminate options A and B. Now come to C once again. Mr. Pandey said that even if it rained is subject plus V2 simple past. He would go to college that day. Will became would. Today became that day. All these are fine. Leave it. Come to Delhi. Mr. Pandey said that even if it rained hard, he would go to college that day. It rained is it plus V2 subject simple past tense. He would go. Will became would plus V1 plural. That day, today became that day. In the sentence we have even. Even is not there in option C. Even is there in sentence D. The answer must be option D. Mr. Pandey said that even if it rained hard, he would go to college that day. The next one. Optative sentences. Optative sentences means wish, desire or prayer. I have given you examples. Manish said to me, may you get success. This is a wish, right? May you get success means I pray that you get success. Come to option A. May becomes might. Based on that, option A is gone. A says may. This is not might, this might, not might. Yeah. Manish said to me, may you get success. The meaning should remain the same. Come to option B. Manish prayed that I might get success. I might get success. It must be I or he. He. Manish said to me, may you get success. Sorry. Manish prayed that I is correct. Yeah. Manish said to me, right, you might get success. So it becomes I. Manish prayed that I might get success. Leave it there. Come to option C. Manish wished me that I might be get success. I might be get success is a wrong usage. There's no such structure in English. Option C is eliminated. Manish wished me that I might get success. This is a wish, right? Now, may God bless you means I wish that God blessed you. So, Manish wished me that I might get success. May became might. Wish me that is a correct usage. Wish to you is wrong. Wish me that is correct. Option B is gone. The answer must be D. I told you after that there must be a clause. It's always called a that clause. That I might get success. The subject here is I. The predicate here is might get success. So I might get success can be termed as a clause. Might got is wrong. It's always might plus V1 plural. And get is V1 plural. So might get is a correct usage. The next one. They said, long live our democracy. They said, long live our democracy. Come to option A. They prayed to long live their democracy. They prayed to long live is a wrong usage. Option A is eliminated. Come to Bombay. They wished that their democracy might live long. Yes, they wish that the democracy might live long. Leave it there. Don't get stuck with any option. Keep eliminating options. At the end, you will come across only one. Come to C. They wish that their democracy might have been lived long. Live is V1 plural. There is no structure. We have not gone for any such structure in the tenses part. Might plus have plus been plus V1. Might plus have plus been plus V3 is there. Might have been done. Done is V3. There's no structure in English like might plus have plus been plus V1. So option C is grammatically wrong. Eliminated. The reporting verb here is said. Past tense. We cannot change we should not change the tense of the reporting verb. They wish. Wish is present tense. Eliminated. The answer must be option B. And if you remember, I wish, they wish, we wish, you wish, subjunctive mode must be followed by simple past tense. The rule we discussed in the exceptions on tenses. Come to Bombay. They wish that their democracy might live long. Might is V2. Might is V2. Simple past tense. They wish followed by simple past tense. That rule is also completely fine. So grammatically correct. The next one. Exclamatory sentences. You know that. The sentences that contain exclamation mark. He said, oh that I were a king. It is his wish actually. He wished to be a king. Fine. He wished that he were a king. I becomes he because he said. He said that he was a king. He said that he were a king. Said that is wrong because wish fits more here. It's an optative sentence. He wished that he had been a king. Now, he were a king is simple past tense. He was a king is also simple past tense. C is gone. Come to Delhi. He wished that he had been a king. Had been is had plus V3. Been is acting as a main verb here in the V3 form. Had plus V3 is simple past tense. He wished, I wish, they wish, you wish, all wish, all these will be followed by a clause in the simple past tense. The rule that we discussed in the exceptions on tenses, based on that, option D is eliminated. Wished cannot be followed by past perfect, so Delhi is gone. Now we have two options left, A and B. Now comes the rule that we discussed in the exceptions on tenses. In the subjunctive mode, wished means subjunctive mode. In the subjunctive mode, anyway, Bombay is gone. There's no need for us to discuss Bombay because Bombay just said that. But still, in the subjunctive mode, not a reality, just an imagination or a wish, desire. In the subjunctive mode, when a situation arises where we need to use was or were, with all the nouns and pronouns, it must be were and not was. That means no matter whether noun or pronoun is singular or plural, in the subjunctive mode we have to use were and not was. Come to option B. He said that he was a king. In his imagination, we cannot use was here, eliminated. The answer must be A. Now come to A. So he wished, I wished, in the previous statement also told you, will be followed by a clause in the simple past tense. Come to option A. He wished that he were a king. He were a king is a clause here. It is a simple past tense. That concept is completely fine. And the subjunctive mode, no matter whether noun or pronoun is singular or plural, we have to use were and not was. So in this case, he were is the correct usage. The answer must be option A. Fine. The next one. Shiva said, "What a beautiful girl she is!" exclamation mark. I told you this many times. What a beautiful girl means beautiful girl or very beautiful girl? Very beautiful girl. What a beautiful girl means very beautiful girl. Based on that, Bombay is gone. Very beautiful is not mentioned. Delhi is gone. Very beautiful is not mentioned. Now we have two options left, A and C. Come to A. Shiva exclaimed that she is a very beautiful girl becomes an error with redundancy, grammatically wrong, eliminated. Now we have only one option left, option C. Come to C. Shiva exclaimed with joy. This is a positive sentence. So exclaim with joy, happiness, anything is okay. Happiness, joy, happily. He exclaimed with happiness, with joy, or exclaimed happily. Any of these is fine. Shiva exclaimed with joy, correct, that she was a very beautiful girl. What a beautiful girl means very beautiful girl. That is fine. Then, what a beautiful girl she is. She is simple present. And as per the rule, simple present must become simple past. That is another reason to eliminate option A. A says is simple present tense. We want simple past tense. Come to C once again. Shiva exclaimed with joy that she was a very beautiful girl. Simple present became simple past. The rules are satisfied. The answer must be option C. The next one. He said, "Confound you, you have spoiled everything." Confound you means like with anger we will say, out of anger we will say kill you and all, right? Confound you, go to hell, all those things. Confound you, you have spoiled everything. Have spoiled is have plus V3, present perfect. And present perfect must become past perfect, right? Fine. Now, have spoiled is active voice. Have plus V3 is a structure of present perfect in the active voice. Direct speech, active voice. In the indirect speech also it must be active voice. Based on that, Delhi is eliminated. Come Delhi. He exclaimed in anger that I had been spoiled everything. The meaning is completely different, but still, had been spoiled is had plus been plus V3, and had plus been plus V3 is a structure of past perfect in the passive voice. We want the sentence in the indirect speech to be in the active voice. Option D is gone. Come to option A. He exclaimed with sorry. I told you, exclaim with sorry is a wrong usage, grammatically wrong. Option A is eliminated. Come to option B. He exclaimed in anger that I had spoiled everything. I had spoiled. Had spoiled is had plus V3 past perfect. Present perfect became past perfect. Come to C. He exclaimed sadly, correct usage, that I had spoiled everything. Had spoiled is had plus V3 past perfect. Now the difference between B and C is B says he exclaimed in anger. C says he exclaimed sadly. Now that's the only difference. Now we need to find out whether it is anger or sadness. He said, confound you, you have spoiled everything. Confound you means kill you. Like that usage. Kill you in the sense out of sadness or anger? Anger. So sadly is gone here. The answer must be option B. Sadly is eliminated. He exclaimed in anger that I had spoiled everything. He said you had spoiled. So I had spoiled everything. He said, you mischief monger. This is like an abusive usage. You mischief monger, you country fellow kind of thing. You mischief monger, you deserve to be punished. You deserve to be punished. You deserve is subject plus V1. Simple present, and simple present must become simple past. He said, you mischief monger, you deserve to be punished. Come to it. He said that mischief monger deserved to be punished. Eliminated. This is an exclamatory statement. Said that is gone. Come to option B. He exclaimed with contempt. Yes, contempt means like hatred, dislike, disgust and all. He exclaimed with contempt that his mischief monger deserved to be punished. It is not your mischief monger. So his mischief monger is a wrong usage. Option B is eliminated. Come to C. He exclaimed with contempt that mischief monger deserved to be punished. Leave it there. Come to Delhi. He exclaimed with contempt. It's a type of contempt. He exclaimed with contempt and said that you mischief monger deserve to be punished. You has to be changed. In the indirect speech we have you. You changes actually. So you is wrong here. The answer must be option C. He exclaimed with contempt that mischief monger. Now in fact, this is not redundancy here. This exclaimed with contempt the first that goes with exclaimed, then that mischief monger. You mischief monger means that mischief monger deserved to be punished. Deserved is V2, simple present became simple past. There's no redundancy here. He exclaimed with contempt that mischief monger, you mischief monger deserved to be punished. Simple present became simple past. The answer must be option C. D says, he exclaimed with contempt and said that you mischief monger deserve to be punished. The pronoun you has to change when it comes to the indirect speech. Only third person remains the same. Right? Is he said you means you becomes the second person here, the listener. The second person changes, only the third person remains unchanged. Come to the next one. He said, to think that you will come in this dress will changes to would based on that Bombay is gone, would is not there. C is gone, would is not there. D is gone, would is not there. The answer must be A. This becomes that. He said that to think that I would come in that dress. In fact, A is also grammatically wrong, but among the given options, the best option must be A. He remarked that it was strange that I should come in that dress. He said that it was surprising that I should come in that dress. He asked that it was strange. It's not asked actually, so that is anyway gone. He said to think that you will come in that dress. He said that to think that I would come in that dress. Among the four given options, his only option can be agreed to. Right. Come to the next one. He said to me while I was singing, she was dancing. We have two actions in the past tense. I was singing is one action in the past. She was dancing is the other action in the past. We have two actions in the past tense. The rules are not applicable. The tense and the category must remain the same. I was singing is was plus V1 plus ing, past continuous. She was dancing is also was plus V1 plus ing, past continuous. Two actions in the past tense. The rules are not applicable. The tense and the category must remain the same. So in the indirect speech also, both the actions must be in the past continuous tense. Based on that, A is gone. Had been singing is had plus been plus V1 plus ing, past perfect continuous, eliminated. Come to option B. He told me that while I was singing. He said to me while I was singing means I changes to he, because he said to me. So he said to me that while I was singing is wrong. Option B is eliminated. Come to see. He told me that while he was singing, she was dancing. She remains the same because she is a third person here. He said to me means he is the first person speaker. Me, I am the second person listener. She is a person that is talked about, third person. The third person remains the same. He told me that while he was singing, she was dancing. Was singing is was plus V1 plus ing, past continuous. Was dancing is also was plus V1 plus ing, past continuous, must be considered. Come Delhi. Delhi is gone. Had been singing is past perfect continuous, gone. Had been dancing is also past perfect continuous, eliminated. The answer must be option C. Got it? So you should save a lot of time while approaching questions on voice and speech. You can do that if you know the rules by heart, the structures of the categories of tenses. So look at the verbs, focus on the verbs. The verb in a sentence will tell us about the tense and the category of that sentence. You need to by heart the rules, the conversion rules. By heart the rules, look at the verbs, focus on the verbs and keep eliminating the options. Got it? That's it about speech. Thank you.